Yo, it's your boy Dark Drago with another video. Today, we are talking about this new anime I've been getting into, or trying. It's called Record of Ragnarok. So, the premise of this anime is the gods want to wipe out humanity, but this Valkyrie called Hilda came in the middle of their meeting or whatever and propose that they go through this thing called Ragnarok. Ragnarok is basically humanity's last hope of actually fighting back to basically have their life to live, okay? So the whole thing is the Valkyries are bringing humanity's best fighters to fight these gods. So we get to the first fight, which is Lubu versus Thor. Okay? But before any of that fighting happens, we do get their little cheerleader squad, mainly Lubu's cheerleader squad, and this guy named Forsetti or something like that, just going back and forth, just doing things that little normal anime do with their background characters. So they do their little whoop-de-woo, blase thing, okay? Just straight up yapping at each other. Then the fight starts, okay? The fight starts. So the whole premise of that first moment was they both like to take people down with their first strike. So they both charge up some kind of attack. You just see the aura of both of them as Lubu comes from the bottom and Thor comes from the top. Thor gets thrown back more and then he comes in for another attack. So now it's time for Thor's to go on the offensive. Everyone's shocked and everything, just going crazy. Heimdall is doing his normal glaze thing. But then we show his gauntlets and he charged up his attack. He bends all the way back and then boom, we're going to a flashback, okay? This flashback had me mad because it was legit like 5-6 minutes of just just Attack on Titan type things or whatever. I think when I first watched it, I did say this is basically Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan? It's only a matter of time before they're in the city streets. Is that the Colossal? You have to stop them, men. Don't let them near the civilians. Dude, this is basically Attack on Titan. But all of that was just to show this attack that didn't even get shown in the flashback nor in the future. So it was just like a big waste of time for me. The only thing that really happened was Thor being shown to be bathing or showering in the blood of all the not Jormunganders, Jotuns. He does his little swing. The crowd erupts. There's a bunch of dust, all that other stuff, right? Everyone's like, "Oh my god, how is he gonna live?" And then she's like, "Wow, okay." But the whole thing, he blocked it. Not only did he block it, he parried it. Okay, he parries it and gets the first strike on him, just to disrobe him more. You have to show his full chest because people want to see his full chest or something. So everyone's like, yeah, he's laughing and all that stuff, just going crazy. The dude's back on his tip, just glazing him. I think this is when is revealed that these weapons are actually the Valkyrie. Well, his weapon is a Valkyrie because they can't really do damage to a god if they didn't have anything, you know, to actually do damage. So the Valkyries are in this fight with or the warriors. Oh my god. me talking about it, me watching it again, reminded me of this darn horse, bruh. This horse pissed me off so much. It's not even the fact the horse was there. It's the fact that it's called a red mar. The thing is a brown color, no red, no nothing. And when we go back to his backstory, you see this thing running. But the crazy thing is, it's not moving anywhere. Like, the dude's jumping towards a bear or whatever to try to break his neck. You see a shot of the horse just running in place. Like, it took my immersion out or something like that. What actually happened is, I think Thor's hammer falls or something, and Lubu takes that as a chance to get an attack. Thor blocks with his gauntlet, which is supposed to be the strongest piece of armor in all of creation or whatever, right? But little did he know, this halberd that was created to help Lubu was made by the Valkyrie that is called, like, her name is translated to Shield Breaker or something like that. Something crazy, like, just for this fight or whatever. So, yeah, he ends up breaking his gauntlet. And Zeus has his little moment of, oh man, you wasn't really fighting me. This is not a real fight. This is out of love. You love me. And then just showing he's an old man, a pervy old man, all that other stuff. Okay? But as that's happening, the whole Zeus bit is happening. Mjolnir heats up. It starts catching fire, basically. It becomes a molten weapon. Then Thor walks up to him and says this one thing. He says, "You finally woken up." So the gauntlets whole time wasn't to protect him, as people were saying, for the hammer to actually be protected by from Thor, because Thor's grip strength was so strong. Basically, Thor's real strength is hidden because he can't really grab this thing. Because if he grabs it, it's going to be broken. But yeah, Mjolnir comes alive and it starts like beating. Then you see Broomhilder's face whenever it starts beating. She is literally so concerned. Like, she's like, what the heck is this? Oh, shoot, I forgot to mention. This is actually the moment where we meet all the fighters. Not meet them per se, but we do see the names of all the fighters, all 13 fighters from both sides. And then we get back to the fight after a good 4 or 5 minutes. He throws his hammer. Lubu, like the ultimate chat he is, he dodges that thing. So, you know how we say it's a for sure hit thing? The whole reason why it's a for sure hit thing is it comes back like a boomerang. And he jumps, hits the hammer, gets he starts spinning in the air like a helicopter off the hammer. Okay? And the hammer goes back into Thor's hand. And dude, when I tell you, he literally grabs it and uses it as like a, what's that thing, to help him hit harder. But here comes the second thing that I didn't really like about it. The fact that he grabs it and basically stops the hammer's momentum to say, we're using the speed of it turning as more damage, you know? The whole thing is, if you're going to do that, you're going to catch it and go with the spin of the hammer to hit the guy. I think he did it the first time, but the second time he does not do it. But he goes for the hit. Lubu goes to block it. And I believe what happens, Lubu actually breaks his ankles here. Like, the force of the swing from the hammer actually breaks his ankles. So he's down. His men are crying. Everyone's like, "You can do it!"
He's right! We know you can do it!
Like a full Dragon Ball power friendship fairy tale thing.
Goku! You've got this! Fight!
Win! Dance for us, monkey.
Go, Dad! Come on, buddy!
Then you hear that horse cry. He runs out, he trots out actually, and Lubu's like, "Yo, you really care?" So he gets on the top of the horse and they go for a final attack. But that attack is not shown until after another backstory. So my first watch of this, I did not see when Zeus actually showed up in the clouds, but it was shown that he was actually watching over Lubu. So all that happens. We show another backstory. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I forgot to mention. Lubu has this attack that he's been perfecting for the past, like, almost his whole life. I think it's called the Sky Splitter or something crazy like that. So he's been swinging his halberds for years trying to perfect it. Try to perfect the swing, the grip, the everything, right? So he ends up splitting the sky, and he's like, "Nobody can touch me now." And then we go back into the fight. He's doing his charge up for the sky splitter, and Thor does his for sure hit. They go, they clash, and Lubu's arms are gone. One is completely gone, the other one's just like hanging. And Lubu smiles his last smile, and he charges Thor one last time. I think to bite his neck or something like that, something crazy. But then Thor knocks his head off, and the fight is over. Thor is sad. This crazy horse is sad. Everybody is like, how can we beat these guys? And that is the end of the first fight. I will catch y'all later. Be easy.